Zootopia, a gleaming city where animals of all breeds, predator and prey alike, live together in peace and harmony.
Hi, I'm Judy, your new neighbor.
Yeah? Well, we're loud.
Don't expect us to apologize for it.
ZPD's first rabbit officer, Judy Hopps.
You ready to make the world a better place?
5 years ago, we started making this movie, and at that time, when we started thinking about telling an all-animal story, we looked deeply at the idea of talking about predator and prey, and through research, discovered this incredible fact, which is that 90% of the animals in the natural world are prey animals, and 10% are predators. And it got us talking about using animation as a way, as an allegory, basically to talk about bias. And we got super excited about that. And John Lasseter, who heads up Disney Animation, really got emotional thinking about what the movie could become.
The sloth scene.
Yes.
I think that's the funniest bit this year in American cinema, seriously.
Are you saying that because he's a sloth, he can't be fast?
Flash, 100-yard dash. Buddy, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
Since we're talking about bias and we're using animals, we thought, let's use animal stereotypes. And in some cases in the film, we play into the stereotypes, and in other cases, we play against it. So in the case of the sloth, which is known to be a very slow animal, we thought, well, wouldn't it be funny if we talked about what kind of a job would a sloth have? And someone pitched the idea of what if they worked at the DMV? And it's one of those moments where the whole room lights up. You just see people's eyes get really big and imagine what that scene could be. And I'll tell you, within 2 days, we knew exactly what that sequence was going to be.
Judy Hopps, she's an outsider, but then she finds that she can contribute to society in a very big way. Did young people pick up on that?
And what was cool about doing it through her eyes was she's actually a prey animal, so she's in the majority. But as a female character and as a bunny, a small rabbit, she has this dream of being a cop, and the whole world is telling her that's never going to happen. But she doesn't give in to that. She pushes against that belief and says, I'm going to prove, I'm going to work harder and show that I can actually be that. And I think it really is an empowerment side for people to see, and I think a lot of kids have seen that aspect of it. And what's interesting is when we were doing research about bias, we learned a lot about the fact that there's two sides. There's the side that is giving the bias, and there's the side that's receiving it, obviously. And on the receiving side, sometimes it shuts you down. So Nick becomes a parallel character to Judy Hopps. And what's happening to him is he's a character who early on who was told, you will always be not trusted because you're a fox. And as a result, he accepts that. And there's a great line in the movie that our screenwriters, Phil Johnson and Jared Bush, wrote, where he says, if the world is only going to see me as a fox, then there's no point in trying to be anything else. And I think it really speaks to that other side of bias. So we kind of get both elements in it, which is great.